Hi, I'm Tom. Another day, another dollar. You can see Big John behind me, and it's a hulking machine that takes up most of my garage. I've been working on chasing out some electrical issues. I got the starter replaced, but I still don't have. It's still not firing. So I'm gonna go through a few different things and see if I can and figure that out today. I hope you stick around. If you haven't already, please take a moment, hit subscribe. I really appreciate all the commentary that you guys give me, so keep that up. But let's see if we can get this tractor to run. All right, so here's my, it's very interesting to me that this has a Delco Remy distributor on it instead of a Weco mag. So what's happening is I've got my test light on there and there's no spark coming out of it. And so previous experience has often proven to me that tractors that have been outside, that cap looks really clean inside. I mean, there's some dust, but it looks good. And my rotor button doesn't have any wear on it at all, so I think that's a reasonably new rotor button. So I don't think the problem is in here. I think one of the, I got either a coil problem or something happening here. So I'm going to close this back up, at least for the time being. Let's clean this up. I had arcs and sparks coming out of the bottom of the seat box where the battery is. That tells me I've got a bad ground. The way this works is the battery sits in that box underneath the seat. There's a strap that goes from the battery to the front of the battery box, and then that battery box is bolted to the main frame of the tractor. I was getting sparks down there, so that tells me I've got some issues with the ground between the chassis and that box. I'm going to take that bolt out if I can, grease it, put it back in, take this off, clean this all up, and replace that. Right now what you're seeing is just a temporary ground. I ran down to the trailer hitch to try, and that solved the problem. So I know I got a bad ground, because what happened is I would just get nothing. It would work for a second, then I'd get sparks, and then nothing, and the terminals were tight. But I couldn't figure out why I was getting sparks down there. Then it occurred to me it's because that bolt has got rust on it. So anyway, I've got a bypass for the moment. I just want to get spark to the plugs. So right now, there's not much to grab back there either. So I think I might have it. Yep, I was able to get it. All right, when I look at this right here, I thought it was an E-clip or something, but it's not. So this switch right here, I'm just going to guess the switch is no good at all. So take this wiring off. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to temporarily short these together, like the switch should be on. And you can't leave it on because you'll drain the battery. But I can test it to see if it'll throw spark now. Now, I might not be a smart man, but I'm pretty sure with the switch on, I should have 12 volts going across the coil from positive to negative. Pretty sure. If I'm not, let me know, but I'm pretty sure that's how it should be. And I got nothing. So that tells me there's something between the primary wire that comes off the switch on the starter itself through the ammeter and then back out is not right. So I guess I'll go back on the other side and take a look and see what the heck's going on over there. This is really strange. So I'll go and take my multimeter here. I'll set that there, and I should have power there. Nothing. I'll unhook my battery again because I just don't want to. I'm not afraid of getting shocked. I'm just afraid of grounding something out and then blowing something up, because that won't be fun either. So this is the one that goes to the coil. Right here. So I know that's the right one. And that's going to the negative because that's where the power comes, because it's positive ground. So it makes sense that my negative power goes to the negative on the coil. So I wired that much right. And then I got this orange one. Goes up. And this one comes out. So with that on, that should give me a reading, but it doesn't. I got nothing. Oh, now I have it. So I have got 13 volts there. Well, it was I briefly had it. There it is. So I got 13 volts going through the ammeter. Alright, let's try this again. Something's not right, and I don't know what it is, but something's not right. I don't see anything. Oh wait, there it is. So I've got power to the coil. I finally found the ground. And then if I keep that same ground and go to the other side, I still have voltage. So I have voltage. Wouldn't that would mean that I have voltage going across the coil if I can feel. So I've got the ground on the tractor going to the positive on the coil, and I have 13 volts. On the negative, I have 13 volts, so that tells me the coil's good. But why am I not getting a spark? Alright, well, logic would tell me at this point that if the switch is on and I have 12 volts or 13 volts going in the coil, shouldn't that primary wire be hot anyway? I mean, that's my guess, is it should be hot if the switch is on. And what do we have going in there? I have 12.5 volts. Yeah, 12.5 volts. So I've got juice coming out of the coil then. So it's got to be in the distributor. I got an issue there. I'm going to unhook the power again. Pop this off again. So it's possible, I mean, I can see this is turning. It's possible I got bad points or a condenser in there. But there's no corrosion inside there that I can see. Alright, here's where I'm at. I just cleaned the points on it. I took the distributor all apart. I didn't have it on camera, I'm sorry. I was kind of lost in my head for a minute. Let's give this a whirl. It's going to sound really loud if it starts up because, well, I don't have the muffler on it for one thing. And I don't want to run it for very long if it does start, because I haven't done anything with the oil. I know it's got oil in it, but we don't know what the status of that is. Let's go over here. Somebody said 1/3 throttle. Let's see, that's full. It's probably right there. And so I got power going through. Let's give it a whirl. Let's try a little choke. I'm sure that scared small children and dogs. Mostly mine. Boy, that's loud. Few little things to do. I gotta clean this, and my cousin always chained it. He ran chain with I forgot what you call them now, the chain binders. He'd always run a chain across here instead of just like hooking it to here or something, but regardless, I'm gonna clean that up to do that. I've got to put the cover back on. I've got to fix the switch, and reminding me of that, I gotta unhook this battery. Because with the switch on, which is what it is, I feel like it'll burn the points out. I'm not sure, but I think that's what happens if you leave the switch on. I gotta fix this ground because I've got a ground strap right here that goes from the battery down to the drawbar. I can fix that. I've got armrests to go on. I gotta get the lights working, and I need to get my easy out set out because when I took this piece off, I knew I was gonna bust it. So I've got to easy out that out of the radiator and then put everything back, and then I'll shine it up a little bit. I've got a straight pipe, but there's no way in heck I'm putting a straight pipe on. I want to put the muffler back on, and then I think we'll be good to go. So hopefully, I might end up having to shove this more over in a corner somehow, because I need to get my Mahindra in here for the winter, and there's not a lot of space. It doesn't matter how big your garage is, it's not big enough. But anyway, I appreciate you watching. And I'm tickled pink that I got this stupid thing to work. So I'll talk to you next time. Thank you for watching.